I should be applauding you because it's you that made every effort from myself, from some other sisters from the United States who are anti-imperialists, who are revolutionaries, who are struggling on the ground every day to be here. And it was very important that we are here because the ugly face of imperialism is not our face. It is not our face. We live within the belly of the beast. We live in a prison house of nations where the indigenous, the ones that have survived the genocide that's been perpetuated against them all these years are still fighting. Where the Chicanos in the Southwest are fighting and trying to maintain their dignity. Where Latinos and Asians throughout the country are fighting for their dignity. And when African American women and men and children are fighting for their dignity. That's who we should honor at this organization's formation. We must honor all the women, some of who could not be here, but their spirit and their presence is here. When we leave here, I hope that we leave here with two major understandings between us all. And the two major understandings is that we must leave here with a plan on how we ourselves, as well as all of those that we come in contact with, who are struggling on the ground, who are oppressed, that they're infused with the injury to one is an injury to all. I don't have to speak your language. I don't have to live in your country. I don't even have to live in your community. But when your pain is explained to me, it becomes my pain. I don't have to be confused about that because I'm not Filipino, because I'm not Chicano. I am part indigenous, but I don't live in the indigenous community. I don't have to be confused about that. It should automatically be something that I become angry about and am willing to fight side by side with you to remove the foot of the oppressor off your neck and my neck. Number two, we need to leave here with an understanding of our legacy that we all carry. And that's the legacy of women who died for us to be able to even sit here without shackles on our ankles. The women who died for us to be able to be in unions. The women who died for us to have some place to live. And if we didn't have it, to know how to fight to get that. These things that we enjoy, and especially those of us who are not old enough to remember some of those struggles, even the ones that preceded me and many of the elders here, we have to understand that we cannot, it is treacherous to take those struggles and those sacrifices for granted. It is treacherous to think that we can move in 2010 and have some kind of mild struggle where we intellectualize and repeat the pain, but don't have a militant resistant movement to destroy the people who are causing that pain and the institutions and the governments and the policies. We cannot just deal with legislative remedies. We cannot just deal with demonstrations that don't impact anybody. The demonstrations that impact people is when you close stuff down, when you shut it down, and the status quo cannot move forward, cannot move an inch until they deal with you and deal with your demands. That's the kind of spirit that we must infuse, but we must also talk about the tactics to do that. And I am not putting down legislative struggles. I will engage in those, but I know its limitations. I will engage in organizing a union because we need unions, but I also know I have to organize against those people who want to keep rank and file members just as pawns of their own corruption and the leadership of the unions. So we must take over the unions. We must take over the organizations in the community with women who are, one, directly impacted by those struggles. They don't need anybody to speak for them. They can speak for themselves, they can organize for themselves, and they can fight like hell for themselves.